there's no Trent Williams. Jalen Moore on that long Jeff Wilson run caved in the whole defensive right side of the Rams defense. And Banks, I love Banks's pushing of Coleman, or
Yeah.
was it Wilson, into the end zone. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Banks. Burford at times looked really bad against Aaron Donald, but who doesn't? The Banks Burford combo at guard I really like, and I kind of liked what I saw out of Jalen Moore at times. Burns beat him one time just clean right out of his stance, didn't even move his feet. But give me your thoughts on the 9-0 line.
I think so with the healthy Trent Williams, I think it's in the top half of the league. And I remember we talked about this. I think it was on your show. I mentioned that I think that it's not going to be a problem during the season. And I think people are going to be surprised when the game planning element and Shanahan and how he creates things gets into it. The offensive line is going to look better. I understand that, for whatever reason, PFF just despises Aaron Banks. I think he's actually had a really promising season so far. He's tenacious in the run game. He's really physical. He finishes blocks. I think he gives the Niners a toughness and an identity where he's got a little old school mauler to him. I don't know if that style of offensive lineman that the Niners have really had under Shanahan. Jim Harbaugh had 5 of these guys. Alex Boone was this, Mike Upati was this, Anthony Davis was this. It's just, I'm bigger and tougher than you, and I'm going to push you till the whistle. And you're going to get pissed off because I'm bigger and tougher than you. That's there's a quality like that to Aaron Banks that I think is really good. I think he's played well. I think that in any sort of situation where you're playing so many young players, right, Larry, you're going to have up and down reps. It happens. Coach Johnston, one of my friends, I don't know if you know him on Twitter, but he does a really good job. And he tweets this out. He's tweeted this out a couple of times, and I think it's really true. It's that, the patience that people preach about Trey Lance and giving Trey Lance, they don't want to afford that patience for any other player developing in any other position. They want immediately, it's binary, good or bad, right? And that's often not the case. And I think we're seeing growth with this Niners offensive line. We're seeing players get better each week, each practice, each day, each game. And I think that that's what's really promising. And I'm kind of with you on Jalen Moore, but I think he more or less really played fine, given especially how bad it was when he came in against Denver for those 10 snaps. Like, that was scary. He was steady against
burned.
Right. And then he was steady against Los Angeles, filling in for McKivitz, and he was once again steady. I think if he can be steady, that's good enough, because once Trent Williams comes back, McGlinchey has played quite well. The only guy I really have a question mark on in this offensive line, and I don't understand the Burford-Brunskill rotation, because to me, Brendel has actually been the worst player of the 5, not Burford. But
Brendel, to me, Burford there was a couple plays in the Ram game. Burford, on that one that Aaron Donald had the free run, he combo blocked Brendel's guy.
Right.
When
number 99 is lined up on top of him. That's
right. And he gave Donald a free run, and Jimmy had to just throw it into the ground. Then there was another one where he got beat by Donald by just quickness out of his stance. But, I mean, that's just going to happen. I love, though, the power of Burford, the intelligence of Burford, the aggressiveness of Burford. I think Burford and Banks are going to be their guards for the next decade. I think those two guys are really, really impressive to me. The rest of the line, obviously Trent's elite. As far as Jalen Moore, the health of McGlinchey is always a concern. Can Brendel hold up? I think Zakelj, if you told me that Zakelj wound up being the starting center later this year, I would not be surprised by that. I think he's bigger, more powerful, can give you more pop in the run game. So it'll be interesting to see how the O-line develops.